Okay, so think about the last website you went to. You probably typed in a simple name, hit enter, and boom, you were there. Well, that simple name is a domain name, and it's one of the most fundamental, yet kind of overlooked pieces of the entire internet. But how does it actually work?
See, behind the scenes, the internet doesn't really use names. Every single computer and server has its own unique numerical address, an IP address. And it's this long, complicated string of numbers that's absolutely perfect for machines to understand, but let's be honest, a complete nightmare for us humans to remember. It's like computers speak in numbers, but we speak in words.
And that's exactly where domain names come in to save the day. They're the elegant solution to this whole translation problem. Think of them as a simple, memorable street address for any website you want to visit. So instead of that long string of numbers, you just type mozilla.org and you get right where you want to go.
So, we see these web addresses all the time, but what do the different parts actually mean? To really understand it, we're going to do something a little counterintuitive. We're actually going to read the address from right to left.
Let's use a super familiar example, google.co.uk, which is Google's address over in the United Kingdom. Now, it looks pretty simple, right? But each little piece of this address tells us something very specific.
Starting all the way on the right, you've got .uk. This part is called the top-level domain, or TLD for short. It's the most general category. In this case, .uk is a country code TLD, which tells us right away that the site is based in the United Kingdom.
Okay, now moving one step to the left, we find .co. This is the second-level domain. Within the UK's domain system, .co is generally used to signal that it's a company, kind of like how .com is used in many other places.
And finally, we get to the part we all recognize, Google. This is the unique name, the part that identifies the organization itself. It's the most specific part of the address, like the name on the mailbox. Now, these top-level domains come in a few different flavors. You have your generic ones like .com or .org, you've got country codes like .jp for Japan, and there are even restricted ones like .gov, which is only for government bodies. This whole system is coordinated by a global nonprofit called ICANN, which basically keeps it all organized and running smoothly for everyone.
So how does your browser take that simple name you type in and magically pull up the right website? Well, it's not actually magic, but it's pretty close. It's all thanks to a brilliant system called DNS. The easiest way to think about it, it's the entire internet's phone book.
DNS stands for Domain Name System, and it's basically this massive global database. Its one and only job is to be the ultimate matchmaker. It looks up the human-friendly name you type, like mozilla.org, and finds its matching computer-friendly IP address.
And this whole process happens in the blink of an eye. When you type in an address, your computer first quickly checks its own memory, its cache, to see if it already knows the IP. If it doesn't, it just asks a DNS server out on the internet. That server sends back the number and your browser connects you. It's simple, crazy fast, and incredibly efficient.
All right, so it sounds easy enough to go out and get your own domain name. But there's a really surprising truth about what it means to actually own one of these digital addresses.
That's right. You heard me. Despite all those ads you see online that say buy your domain name today, you can't actually buy one. You never, ever truly own it. So what's really going on? Well, instead of buying, you're actually renting the exclusive right to use that name for a certain amount of time, usually a year or more. And this system is actually really smart. It prevents people from just hoarding domain names forever, which would cause the internet to fill up with a bunch of unused addresses. And as the current renter, you always get first dibs on renewing it. This whole rental process is managed by companies called registrars.
Now, I know this might all seem a little in the weeds and technical, but it's not just internet trivia. Understanding domain names is about understanding the very foundation of our entire online world. It's the hidden system that makes the web work for all of us.
I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have this system? Navigating the web would be an absolute nightmare. We'd all have to carry around notebooks filled with long strings of numbers just to check our email or watch a video. Domain names are that essential human-friendly layer.
But for any person or any business, a domain name is so much more than just a technical address. It's your identity, it's your brand, your digital storefront. It's your own little piece of real estate in this massive online world.
This beautifully simple system of names is the cornerstone of the user-friendly internet that we all know and use every single day. And that leaves us with a really interesting question to think about. As our technology keeps evolving, what will our digital addresses even look like in the future?